Hey guys, Explicor here, and welcome back to KubiKraft. This is now episode 7. There's been a couple of projects that have been on my mind for a while. Not the usual city construction stuff, but JJ, asked me to help with the interior of her house. So I've been farming a lot of dark oak wood because I think that's what will fit best. But basically, for this episode, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go over there, and I'm going to help with the interior. And then we're also going to be going to a big project that I've been working on, which is the Colosseum. I've been doing that with Iron Pine and King Winston, and then Browdy. I'm not sure if there's more people involved. I feel like there are, but I just haven't seen them, there yet. But basically, yeah, that's the plan. So I'm going to go over, do the interior decoration, and then we're going to see how the Colosseum looks like and see what the plans are, make a little bit of progress.
So the job is done. We will start down here on the interior, down at the first, at the ground level, I mean. We've got the dining table right here behind the stairs. And we have a sofa in the middle, like a living room, facing this sort of table, which is connected to the right wall. The sofa has access to the table, access to the window, and access to the corner fireplace that I worked on. The fireplace was actually already JJ's idea. It was already in her interior decoration design originally. But I kind of decided I wanted to make it look a little more grand, and I wanted it to fit into the corner too. So that's what I decided to work on. That's the way I decided to modify the fireplace idea. We have this sort of, I guess, table thing at the entrance. Then we have the kitchen over here with some cabinets, a suction system, which I'm really proud of. Yeah, and I think it's got nearly everything that you would expect to have in a kitchen. So that does it for the ground level. We'll go on to the next level, but just a heads up, this clip is recorded as of the 31st of May, when I realized I also lost the footage of the ground floor. So yeah, there are more heads than initially, which I think is pretty neat. Yeah, this is me trying to explain why the next clip kind of jumps over in time, but it should be fine. I'm still really happy with this design. Let's get on to the first level. Either I forgot to record the next clip, or I just full-on didn't record the clip. But yeah, I don't have the footage for the rest of the house, of the showing of the rest of the house, so I'm going to get to it now. We've got all the heads that I had in the shulker box, all displayed around here. And I made an extra spot here, which would be for extra heads, because I'm sure the collection will grow. I didn't notice that there were 2 squid heads over there. But yeah. And then over here, we have the bed, the potion of the emerald that was also on display. We've got the desk, and this flower pot system here, which is slightly modern. Oh, it's a pressure plate there. Slightly modern, and it also comes from my furniture store designs. And then over here is also a bed that JJ can sleep in. We used the exterior here for a sort of porch thing. We've got a little table, seats, and the place is quite lit up. Is decently lit up. So that brings us to, well, actually that's it, I think. The top layer I left. I left some items over here which were leftovers from the builds, and it seems like JJ, since the time that I thought I was recording the showing of the second level, has already started the top bit here for her storage. So it's good to see that this is getting along. Yeah, that brings us to the next project which I'm going to do, which is the Colosseum. This is what the Colosseum looks like right now. I'm really excited. I think it looks fantastic. I was basically... Okay, so how this project came about is we were talking about projects that us as a server could do all together. The idea of the Colosseum came from Iron Pine. And yeah, a lot of people said that we thought it was a good idea. So we started thinking of what we wanted it to be like. Iron Pine mentioned that he would love to, replicate the Rome Colosseum. So then he started working on the rings, He made two, one for the inner and then one for the outer, but slowly that converted into 3 rings and also a lot larger. Also, I think it was Winston that did this arc over here, which I really, really like. It's perfect for the main entrance. I'm thinking we could do smaller ones on the side entrances. We were talking about how right now the sand over here is not dug into the ground, and I mentioned that because of my architecture course, usually the sand is dug. The fighting arena is usually dug into the ground. And then while we were talking, Winston said that the walls, if we're going to build up the seats and then the outer wall, it would be super high. So what we ended up doing is I realized that if we dug, I might have to go around, if we dug down underneath this ground, 4 blocks. So that's like 4 blocks down that the whole building would go. If we dug down those 4 blocks like this, then all we had to do, so the walls have already been stretched down, so all we need to do is get the sand down, and that's it. That the whole building has basically been moved 4 blocks down. Also, contrasted by Kaio's Abbey, which is insane, by the way. I just realized he's doing the exterior now. That's crazy.
Here's what I'm thinking. Make this like the level, so that if you're standing, this is what an observer would see.
I'm gonna see if we can make, there we go, slabs. It might be nice if we had a layer of slabs at the top, and the seating would start like that.
So it's like this then?
Yeah.
Okay, that looks good. So then, can we make andesite stairs?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. We can also make polished andesite, but I don't think it works as well with the kind of texture of the blocks that we're working with.
There we go. What if we did that? That way there's at least like a dip.
Ooh, okay. And then we could also use the andesite on the back here. Like that. So it's like flush.
Yeah, that's good.
All we had to do, by the time that I went and helped, was lay out the torches. We had some issues with that because we decided to take out all the torches. Bit of a questionable idea. But we survived. We also got the plague, which I don't think I have right now. No, I don't. The plague is like our version of the coronavirus, to be honest. It's carried by bats, I think, mostly. So whenever I come in contact with bats, I get the plague, and then either eventually it leaves, or I can take a regeneration potion or a regeneration beacon, and then it gets cured. This here, with Iron Pine, we did a small bit here just to make sure that everything seemed, doable and made sense. And then what I did was I started extending it over all the way around. And what I ended up right before going to bed yesterday was all the way to here with the gates and all. And then Iron got on after I went to bed. There's a bat. That's scary. And he did the rest this side over here. But yeah, that's the update. You got a snippet of the end of the episode there. Oh. So it's been about a week and a half, something like that, since the last time we recorded. And I've been, for 7 days of that week, I've been away from the game. But for the other 3 days, I guess, is a good average, I've been helping out with some stuff on here. Basically, what we have so far is we actually added another part of the ring. Then we added the orange round, which I'm not sure I showed last video. We changed a bit of the constitution of the seating. And then we worked on these arches, which would give way into the inner wall, where we would be able to access all the spaces. Now, what we still have to do is, obviously, we have to actually make all of the interior bits of the wall. We're working on the gates right now. I think I promised to work on this a week ago, and I've just been procrastinating it. But so basically, what I'm going to do in this part of the video is I'm just going to hopefully quickly, deal with those arches in the middle there, and then the exterior entrance, the main entrance on the exterior. These 3 arches. I made a drawing of this and I sent it to the guys, and they all said that they agreed with it. But yeah, so I'm going to be working on this a little bit. Iron did most of this. I'm just going to be adding some finishing touches, I think. That's the final diagonal entrance bit done. What I decided to do is I added a little bit of texture, I think, with the fences. No, sorry, they're called walls. Walls. Yes, so with the walls. Same for the middle ones over here. I added the walls on the sides here, still enough space to get up. Adds a lot of texture, and you can see where everything is. You can see where the entrances are now. So despite everything being the same color, the textures are different. So yeah, I did that with all of those entrances. Same thing all around. There might be a couple of cobblestone blocks here and there, especially on the ramps here, but those are probably going to stay. But on the entrances, there might be a couple of cobblestone walls. And now we have a complete, more or less, main entrance to the Colosseum. I was working on this for most of yesterday. I think I did about 4 hours, 3 hours on this, just because I had a really tough time doing this exterior bit here, where I felt like no color would be able to distinguish it from the main archways. I ended up using the stripped birch wood, which I've been fanboying about since we started this whole project. And then I used the orange from the inside on those sides there. Right now, it looks like sort of aggressive the way that the orange pops out. However, I'm thinking that once the arches go in, and maybe we can push the orange back into the back of the arches, if that makes sense, to the back wall. It might make the orange a little more subtle. I kept Iron Pine's design of the walls here, the sandstone walls. I think they're really well used in this situation. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, a lot has happened. It's been, I think, around 2 weeks since the last clip, and I'm still working on the Colosseum. We've got a little entrance here, which leads to the Nether. And we've got all of the arches done. There seems to be a little bit of a gap there, which I can fix because I have the materials. For the past 2 days, I think, I've come online. I haven't done too much to help, to be honest. But I have been around, and I have been collecting resources and doing little bits here and there. But yeah, so we've got this fountain over here at the entrance, map of the Colosseum here, and you're already seeing the colors that were added, which I think was a great addition. I should say, yeah, I still feel pretty guilty for not being on as much. But I have tried to keep myself as engaged as possible in the discussions and of what colors to use and what blocks to use and all that. But yeah, so very quickly, we'll just go inside and I'll give an update on what was done. So the last clip was the gates, and so far all of the arches have gone up. Then we have this little ramp sort of thing up to the viewing area. I dug this out yesterday night, and I'm going to work on that for this coming clip. This is what the whole place looks like right now, and we added the carpets. We've got the whole system set up for fights. There have been a lot of fights already. Yeah, my head isn't here, which is good, I think. Yeah, I was killed twice by Winston. It was all good fun. I won once. And we've been having raids. So there's a raid system which spawns the raid in the Colosseum so that we can fight them. And it's great. While the episodes are short, the progress is not. So yeah, what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be decorating these ramps here on the sides, which Iron Pine has been building. So I'll get right to it, and I'll update you guys once that's been done. I feel like I should also mention that I fought my first raid yesterday, and I didn't put it on camera because it wasn't actually in the Colosseum either. It was at someone's base, so we were trying to save it because they have a bunch of custom trades Winston does, and that'll be in that little Tory episode that I'll be doing soon. Yeah, so I fought my first raid, and that was pretty fun. Oh yeah, I died then, and then I died to a Ravager that Browdy keeps as a pet, and it's named Kyogre too. So currently I'm trying to mend everything up because I have been using a lot of it and I haven't had a lot of chance to mend everything. So I'm mending all this up, and then I'll get right back to the Colosseum. I just thought I should mention that the raid happened and that I'm still using this XP farm. This is what we have so far. I knew it. Oh no. Right, so I managed to get 2 skeleton horses out of that, but here's what we have for the entrance. This path has been worked on, I think, since the last time I was here. Anyways, we've got the entrance, and the ramps to the sides, which I worked on, the access to the audience area. Wait, the ramps to the side, which Iron worked on, sorry. This access point to the audience section, and then if I just come back around, either side of the ramp is extremely similar. It's sort of random, but if I show you guys one of these, you should get the idea of what all the others are. So we've got the leaves, the walls, the lanterns, the water, the stairs break, then some sandstone slabs breaking the floor up. I also think that this view from over here is pretty cool. And then on the other side, we've got a different type of entrance. So not a grand one with 3 arches like at the front. We have a smaller entrance for whoever wants to come in from this side because of the farms, or there's a couple of houses over there. They would come in from here. It's a lot more simple. They've got access to the arena. And then this sort of entrance access to the audience, which was already there on that side and this side, and I decided to keep it on this side just because we didn't have the arches to do the stairs. And I think that's it. I think that's what I've just completed, right? I think so. Yeah. There's a beacon shop now, and I've really, it would have been really nice to have a beacon where I was working. And I've also been watching Talia's streams, and I know that she would probably like to have a beacon where she's working at in the Mesa biome. So I'm just gonna quickly, I'm gonna buy 2, and this is, wait, hang on. How much does it cost? Oh, 32. Oh, hang on. Okay, yeah, I'll come back later for the rest. For buying one, but I'm just gonna quickly deliver this beacon. Oh, crap. Wait, I've been recording this whole time. Well, it's good because I just realized that I was enchanting my armor at like the episode finale that I wanted to do, but I wasn't saying anything, and then I looked over and I'm like, I'm recording, which is, I guess, good.
Well, then they hear me sing. That's much better.
Oh, but that means you can hear the F1 sounds in the background. Big oof.
Copyright.
Oh yeah! Holy crap, you were singing! Oh my god. So in continuation of the last clip, let's finish off. Making our diamond gear with the books. By the way, I didn't even do an introduction in last clip, but with the books that we were paid by JJ. So big thanks to JJ as well. Oh, I've got flame here. Okay, anyways, respiration versus unbreaking versus mending. There we go. Mending, unbreaking, respiration. There we go. So that's this episode done. Next episode, we are going to be working on some more sort of community projects, I think. We've got a couple of like individual jobs that I have gotten, and I'm going to work on those next episode. But our server is also on the Discord server. We're talking about creating an event. Like, we've still got to figure out the ins and outs, but so yeah, we're going to work on the ins and outs of that. But once we do, or if we do, in time for next episode will definitely have that event in it. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. But yeah, That's episode 7 done, and I'll see you in episode 8.